Aha. Let's go. And go the other direction. Good morning. This is the live stream for the road trip with the Volkswagen eUp to Prague. I have no idea how the internet connection is during the way. Here it's good. In Prague it's amazing. I have no idea how it is in the middle because we're going almost to nowhere. We'll see. Let's put it to the street. Ooh, there's one under there. Who's up at this time? Go back to sleep. Go back to sleep, man. 2 people? You crazy? Oh. What is it? 6:40? Wanted to start at 6:30. I'm a bit late. 10 minutes. 12 minutes. Yeah. Yes. I have kids. Yeah. I always get up. Oh, sorry you can't sleep. It's never good. Made it brighter here. Can't see. That's better. So, yeah, young dogs are always good. Daddy, mommy, wake up, hungry. On my way to Prague here. Just started. Will be. It's 3 hour and a bit minute drive, but I have to charge in between, and then I will charge when I'm there at the grocery store. Lidl. And that's always nice. And then I will go buy a bit of food at 2 stores, maybe even 3. Film a bit of Prague, just a minute or so for the video. And then I go back home. But I think, well, it will be a long day. I don't think I will be home before 5 or 6. We'll see. I want to leave Prague at 1 p.m. Hopefully that's doable. It's raining tiny bit. Range is 194 right now. Fully charged. Preheated with the app. I worked out the app. Yay, it works. Yes, it's nice. The We Connect app, and then I can see state of not state of charge. I can see the range, and I can preheat and schedule charging and everything. Yes. So there will be many charges on the German side till I get to the border, and after the border there are 3 charges. One in the middle of the way to Prague. This is the one I want to use. That's pretty new, and a bit off, so 10 kilometers off. There are 2 at a McDonald's, but I will of course try the convenient one first. It's also the cheapest. Yeah, with plug surfing, it's 0.44 Czech crowns, which is 1.7 cent euro, so nothing. I hope that's true what they say in the app, that it's really that cheap. We'll see. I have to find out, because that's amazingly cheap. It's for minute, but that's cheap. Oh, regen is nice. Oh, yeah, that's true. Even with full battery, you have normal regen. I didn't know that. It's the first time I noticed that. True. That's nice. I love me some regen. It's way too early, huh? On a Saturday. My first real road trip. On Thursday I was doing one test. That's all I can do. It took so long because charging is so slow in this car. One little, what was it, 200 kilometers, and yesterday as well I drove 200 kilometers, but we went to an eye doctor, my wife's eye, and not perfect, and then they couldn't do anything. It's fine. Yeah. totally interesting. So Thursday, I told my wife all about the car, what it can do, especially what it costs, and she was, why don't we get this one? Uh, that's cheap. We should get this one. And then yesterday, she was in the car for the first time. We drove for 15 minutes, not even, maybe 10 minutes, and then she said, "It's horrible. don't don't buy this car." So she's very short, 1.5 meters, which is 5 feet, and the seats for her don't fit. It's a small car, but a small person cannot sit comfortably in the front because the seat is so long, and so her knees were still on the seat, not so over the seat where it should be comfortable. And so the drive, we drove 200 kilometers, her back hurt, her knee hurt, everything. So she's against buying the Volkswagen eUp. For me, it's okay. The seats could be better. I don't like that I cannot put my elbows anywhere, so the door is too low. And if I put the seat down, then I'm sitting too low. It's a weird feeling. And on the right, there's nothing where I can put my arms. So this is where I love the ID3, where I have an armrest on the right, and as I remember in Dresden, the left, the door, it was just perfect to put my arm there, and I love it to have my arm rested. That's it. Let's go around. How's everyone doing? See the nice color of the car, and this will be to film a few. It's charging now, action camera 4K, 4K plus. This will film a bit of driving in between, and the rest is done with this here. The microphone here. Microphone is not on the phone. It will be a hassle to disconnect and connect again. Not doing that. Go here. Oh, no braking. This was all regen. That's fun. God, I love regen. How can you not love regen? Ooh, I found the USB plug. It took me 2 days to find the USB plug. It's just right behind the phone holder, whatever you call it. No, which makes sense. But there's no USB plug. How the hell? Why? I know it's a city car, but just for fun, let's do it. But she even said as a city car, she won't like it just for 10 minutes to sit in it. She said it's just so uncomfortable. That's her opinion. I'm okay with it, but my wife is. It's raining a tiny bit right now. It shouldn't, especially in Prague. It's nice and warm. We have the seat heater on 1. Temperature 22.5. It doesn't get warm unless you crank it up. And I want it on my feet. My feet are cold. And I know that the heater in here takes around 2.5 kilowatt. And when you preheat, like I said, the app worked, so I preheated the car via the app, and then I have it connected to my Wi-Fi plug, and so I can see how much power it's drawing, and it's between 1.3 to 2 kilowatt, and charging was a bit above 2.3. No, I said 2 kilowatt is the charge is heating, and 2.3 was the charge. I will drive not too fast. Like I said, country road in Czech Republic is 90 kilometers an hour anyway. Speed limit, and I will of course stick to that, but then the car doesn't need too much power. It's true. Twizy It's fun. Never drove it with you. I'm sure it's a lot of fun being in there and feel like you're outside. Oh, I should put it in D and oh, I'm in neutral now. Woohoo! Let's put it in D. Region 1 doesn't go. Maybe region 1 is rolling too because it doesn't show. Yeah. In D you can select region level 1 to 3, and I'm guessing region level 1 is no regen because my power meter shows exactly on 0. But we'll put the region off. Need to maybe the minimum. Yeah, it depends what you mean by longer distance. So I started with a range of 194 yesterday, and we drove on the highway with around 110 kilometers an hour. So, and the consumption when we were when we were at home for the whole trip yesterday was 16 something, I think 16.5, so 165 watt-hours per kilometer. Yeah, it's cold when I put it on 20. 22 and a half. I have to put it on 23 sometimes. My feet are cold. Come on, warm up. Yeah. It's always a disadvantage with EVs and heat. It just takes power from your driving when you don't have that much range. And of course it's always a weird feeling when you go a long trip and then in between you have to charge, and there are 3 chargers. You're hoping they work. I hope. It's different with 2 days ago or even yesterday when I was on the highway and there's an Ionity charger in between you and on each side. So you have 8 chargers in between, and Ionity just works. Kona is amazing car. It has the best regen of any car I've ever driven. I don't like that it's still ICE car converted to electric, and you feel that. And I don't like that it's kind of SUV crossover. I wanted a smaller car, so how it looks from outside. Then I think ID3 doesn't look as cheap outside. Outside with the Kona with the plastic, that was a point. Charging, yes, 73 kilowatt. I hope that ID3 will be way better with charging. I hope that they get technology like they said when I asked them, that it will heat the battery when you navigate to a charger, so you always get the best charging speed like Model 3 is doing. I hope they will keep that, and I hope that it doesn't have anywhere, it doesn't have cold battery slow charging or hot battery slow charging. I really hope, and yes. And on top, of course, because the ID3 is something very new, and the screen, connection, everything, it just overall is a better package for me. And the biggest thing is the hatchback size. I love me a small car. So the size of the eUp here, if the trunk would be a bit bigger, but then nobody would fit in the back seats. Even now, when I'm sitting here, no grown-up fit in the back seat. But if the trunk will be a bit bigger and a bit lower, then we can talk about it. But this car is I think the perfect thing if you just want to drive electric cheap. If you don't do very long trips, this is great. Small, cheap, has features that are fine. It has cruise control, but no adaptive cruise control. You have this app in the middle. It doesn't have navigation, but with the app you have navigation. Everybody has their phone. The Zoe has a very deep trunk, when I remember, but a really awkward trunk. So not very. So the sides were weird as far as I remember. I don't know about the new Zoe, but the old Zoe always looked very childish, and they improved this with the new Zoe that looks grown up. The interior, especially outside, it still looks. It's not the best looking car, but I don't think that the ID3 is the best looking car. It looks okay, and I don't like the design choice with the hump. Seat Elborn looks better. But that was their choice. Seat heater off. Yeah, we're in the Bavarian forest. Ooh. Focus. And yes, e-Niro, a way bigger trunk. For me, the e-Niro was just way too big of a car. But here on the right is where I got the e-Niro to test drive. So there's a Kia dealership. Let's put it in D. Ah, when you go B up, it goes right away to neutral, not to D. Ah, because you have to do backwards. Of course, I'm stupid. I did it wrong. So no regen. Let's roll down the hill. Save some energy. They had the e-Soul from this dealership as well. e-Niro, e-Soul, really great cars, very similar to Kona when it comes to acceleration and putting the power down, better than the Kona, and maybe they changed the Kona already. Oh, I'm hungry already. What is it? 7 a.m. I'm already hungry. Didn't eat anything so far. I have a tiny bit with me. I want to eat in Prague. Bit scared that the internet connection will be not good on the way. Really going to no man's land. Not really, but you know. Yes. 2.5 degrees. It's cold. Right now it's okay. With 23 degrees and blowing to the feet, I'm comfortable. When you have two kids, you need the e-Niro, of course. There's no way with the Kona, or even it would be okay with the ID3 unless you bring a lot of stuff. I think e-Niro is better when it comes to space than over the ID3. But it's my wife, me, and our tiny little dog. I don't need a lot of space in the back seats. I want more space in the trunk, and this is where e-Golf or ID3 just fits perfect. That's what I want. Yeah. And this eUp, by the way, is the same problem than the e-Golf. When you're sitting normally, the windshield, the rear view mirror, how it's attached, how it goes down half of the whole windshield, and it's wide, so the whole right side is it's not the whole right side, but a big portion of the right side of the windshield is blocked from my view. So if I go through a corner or I have to turn somewhere, I always have to look down under the rear view mirror, and that's, like I said, the same as the e-Golf had, and it's annoying. It feels a bit unsafe and always, oh, where am I? What's going on? I mean, I have the problem with my car, my stupid fossil car, that A-pillars are extremely wide, so I have to look around those. When it comes to the ID3, ID3 was amazing with looking out. The mirror was not in the way, and then there's the tiny windows in between the A-pillar, which gives you a very nice view. I liked it. Oh, it was 80. I didn't know. Doesn't have traffic sign recognition. Took me 2 days to figure out everything in this car. This is how horrible I am with electric cars. I should not drive this. And I read the manual. Didn't help. Didn't help at all. But now I think I can do everything. USB, I know how to reset everything. It took me a day to figure out there's a trip A, trip B to change between. I saw in the app and in Maps and More, or was it? Yes, Maps and More, and the WeConnect app. I saw the long trip, but I couldn't reset it. I tried and tried, and then I found it finally. What is passing me? Come on, let's roll down the hill. No reaching. Yeah, I have to say that the gear change thing here in the middle is, yes, it's very ice car like, but when it comes to sitting and not moving your hand, so comfortable and changing between D and B, it works very nice. If like in the ID3, will have to reach forward to change that. So this right now is more comfortable. Normal handbrake. That's weird, but it's fine. Yeah, I'm already at 80%. How far did we drive? Distance 31 kilometers. 20% for 30 kilometers. Woo-hoo. But it's uphill until the border, and then it's pretty straight, and then towards Prague it will go down a bit, I think. Tuesday. I never charged this car above 80%. Oh my god. Like 10 kilowatt charging, and then above 85, it was 7 kilowatt charging. Right, slow down so those people can pass. My range dropped from 194 to 148. Average consumption. Where is it? Average speed 71, travel time 20. Consumption is right now. Average consumption is 18.3, but like I said, it was uphill a bit. Between. Hope he does mind. Don't mind. Microphone on. Wireless stuff on. This works. Of course, falls down. Let's film a bit. Oh, does it work with the sound? Hello? Yes. And film. So, we are on our way to Prague. What was it? 34 kilometers. Our range dropped from 194 to 141, but it's mostly uphill. Average consumption 18.9, which is high because I'm not driving faster than 100 kilometers an hour, mostly even 90. I'm trying out Livestream. 13 people here. They're crazy. It's 7 a.m. What are you doing here? And have the heat on 23. Seat on as well. To the feet. My feet are cold. Always have cold feet. I'm weird. And I think it's around 60 kilometers to the charger in between. What else do we have here? Consumption right now, yeah. Travel time 29 minutes. Digital speedometer, average speed 72 is high. I'm surprised. Yeah, range. Ooh, drops and drops. Let's do average consumption now 19. Ooh, it snows a bit. Yeah. See you at the charger or in between. Yeah, where's my video? Ooh, to the B. It takes so long to turn off those thingies. You really want to make sure you have the wireless Rode mic, and they really need a long press, 5 seconds till they stop, till they turn off. Yes. 50 people. How are you guys? What are you doing? Where are you from? I want to know stuff. Doing this live stream for information, for real time what's happening, and entertainment for me. Totally selfish. But it's Slovenia. Hello. Have you ever been? I don't think so. No. It's a long. So normally when you go to Prague, it's a bit. Romania. Hello. It's 3 to 3.5 hours to Prague, but I have to charge in between, and then I have to charge when I'm there at the grocery store. I repeat myself the whole time. Hello to Denmark. Never been to. I have to stop. It's so weird when you when you drive fossil with normal, so manual transmission the whole time, and then you drive electric. It happens so often that I want to put my foot on the. Ooh, there's snow in the car. That was gross. I don't want to see snow today. But it's sometimes I want to put my foot on the clutch before I start, and then of course in here it's the brake, which also works. Otherwise you can't start it. It's fun. Top speed of the eUp is 135 on the speedometer, and GPS speed is 130. So, for normal use it should be fine. Yes, boring. It should be fine for normal because the limit is most of the countries 130 anyways. But for me here in Germany, yeah, sometimes you just need to go a bit faster, and it's always fun when you can go faster legally when you're testing cars. So for me, there's snow on the side here. Ugh. Yeah, the street is wet, consumption will be high. Totally interesting how the internet connection will be. I mean, not even right now, we're far away from any big city, and I say that Passau is a big city with 50,000 people. There are all year tires on there, M+S, so not winter and not summer. I hope that's okay for check the clock. Around 220. So I did Google Maps. The whole trip today should be around 450 kilometers. So I'm guessing under 200, 180 maybe. So 60 kilometers to the first charger, then 100 kilometers to the second. Then I go through Prague a bit, which will be, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 kilometers, and then go to the charger where I'm going right now, and then go home. It's not a long trip, distance-wise, but even with a fossil car, it takes long because it's all country road, 20 kilometers or so, or highway, and normally you have to pay toll. You need a sticker, but they changed it from January this year. Electric cars can go for free. Well, I want to charge. Ooh, internet is back. Who would have thought? That out here is LTE full. Where was it? The first charger, and then the second time. I don't want to charge and then go back to the charger, but maybe it's even faster if I will charge always to 80%, drive a bit, charge to 80% again. Yeah, it's raining, sorry. Always good for the consumption. Doesn't have adaptive cruise control. This would be amazing on something like this, so I can stay behind this truck, put my distance in, and it will do it. But on a road like this, where even this truck is speeding up, slowing down the whole time, that's not comfortable. Over 1,000 kilometers to Leipzig, mostly Ionity chargers, but I am not sure. Yes, he is. No, it's not faster. He's driving 65 right now. I would go faster, even though it's going uphill right now. But my consumption will go down. That's always nice. Yes, so I don't know if I will really do the 1,000 kilometer thing tomorrow, depending how it goes today. So this trip today will be, I don't know, 10 hours with charging and everything, and if I'm saying no, that was exhausting, tomorrow will be 15, and I don't know, or even more. So I charged the second time, it charged, it took 45 minutes to charge 12.5 kilowatt hours. That's a long time, such a long time. And I don't know if I want to, if I don't want to go drive 18 hours tomorrow. So we'll see how it goes today, and if I'm exhausted, because I have to work on the next day as well. Ooh, there's a tiny bit of snow on the street. Ugh. Price for the car, for the eUp. This car is very well equipped for the eUp, almost full. I think the list price is 22 something thousand euros. But in Germany right now, with this price, you get 6,000 euros of incentive, so it's under 17. That's pretty amazing. Look, there's really a tiny bit of snow on the road. Not a lot that I have to slow down. I can't pass him anyways. 0.5 degrees. Yuck. So this is the problem here on the way to Prague. So first I have to go up a bit, and what you see here, more winter, cold, and then going down, and in Prague it's always warmer than it is at home. And on the way back it's the same thing again. I go a bit up, and then here Bavarian forest down. It's a bit of snow here. Usually here it's a lot of snow. Yeah, there's even a ski lift. Ooh, bird of prey. As long as there's no, I know it's the coldest and the worst weather is around here. So in the next 20 kilometers, or maybe 30, then it should be better. So since it is okay here, it should be fine. We're already at 70%. Consumption is very high. How far did we drive? Where is it? 48 kilometers. Let's pass him. Ah! You fell down. Sorry. I have to fix that. Yeah, that's always nice to fix that in between. Yes, when you're driving on snow. Oh man. Yeah, I don't have that greatest suction cup. Oh god, I need two hands. Can I do this? Oh, we're back. I don't know if it's holding. It feels like it. Ugh. Gross here. Maybe it's a short trip and I turn around soon. Now I have to go through with it. Snow! It's gross! How is it in the snow? I should drive a bit, but not in the corner. Yeah, I'm going slow. 60. Ah, come on! Damn it! Yeah, I have to stop somewhere and fix you guys. Sorry.